Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video. And today we're going to take a look at this STR full power trunks, the super trunks. We looked at the physical one in the other video, so on this video we're going to take a look at the STR one. The physical one, I was actually pretty impressed with him defensively, but I felt he was a bit lacking offensively, but still like a very good serviceable unit. We're going to take a look and see how good the STR one is. Even at the level that I think the physical one was, though, like it's still like a huge buff for super trunks like that name because there just wasn't anything. So still good that we have like a good decent super trunks in the game, right? So this STR trunk, same leader skill as the physical one, not really something you would use, just an all type 60% skill. Super attack effect, so he has a 1-turn attack and defense raise. He does supreme damage and lowers defense. And then his passive, so he's got a little bit more to his passive than the physical one, right? The physical one definitely wins out on the super attack effect, but this one has probably a better passive. So he gets attack and defense 100 at the start of turn. He gets 2 ki up to 4 and an additional attack and defense 50 up to 100 at the start of each turn. So basically at turn 1, he's going to be 2 ki and 150% attack and defense, and then on the second turn he's going to be fully built up at 200%, which will basically be equivalent to what the physical one is at. He also disables enemy's guard, but then he gets an additional defense plus 100% for 10 turns from the start of turn. He also has a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy if there's a Vegeta on the team. Now, since I'm running an event where you can't stun, I didn't bother putting a Vegeta on. Just know that I think if you're running him in Super Battle Road, as long as you got a Vegeta on the team, I do think the STR one definitely is like a better Super Battle Road option just because he has that stunning in his kit. And I think they built this guy for Super Battle Road because they give him the extra 100% defense for 10 turns. Because in Super Battle Road, you're never going to go beyond 10 turns anyways. So they want him to be more defensively viable than the physical one early in a fight. And they want you to be able to kind of get those stuns in, right? So I did go a little bit more additional on him just because I wanted to prioritize stunning if I was running him on Super Battle Road. He is not full level 10 links. So that's one thing if we're directly comparing him with the physical one. They're both rainbowed, like easy aid, fully done. It's just this one's only got, very low to mid-level links, and the other one was full level 10 links. So that definitely will make a difference on their stats, right? So the other thing that's different about this video is I'm doing a hybrid Saiyans build instead of a Heavenly Events team. I would have loved to have done that exact same Heavenly Events team. However, friend system is lame. So we all know how bad the friend system is. I do like with version Z, like how they will like auto put in a friend for you. That does speed things up. But you still have that same issue that if your friend doesn't exist, they basically try giving you like an all types lead or something instead, which is not what you want to run. Like nobody wants to run that. So they still need to fix it so you can always run the leaders you want to, because it's going to be harder for Dokkan to sell characters based on leader skill moving forward if you know that leader skill won't be available later, right? And you want to run that team, you just can't run the team. So like this kid Gohan, he's awesome. Heavenly Events now I feel like is viable with the Super Trunkses and Super Vegeta, but it's really hard to find the friend unit. So it's like, what's the point of having the team if I can't even run it, right? All right, so here we've got STR Trunks, and what we're going to do is we are going to keep him on rotation with the STR support one, who does link up very, very well. So we're getting 5 out of 7 links here. Turn 1, so 177k defense. Now remember, he's only at 150 start of turn, but then he gets that extra 100 for 10 turns. He is going to get a little bit more defense on Super as well, so he should be over 200k on turn 1. We're really going to be looking at him turn 2 and moving forward, right? But, turn 1 right there, I mean, that isn't going to be the greatest for Super Battle Road. Like, he still needs to be a lot higher than that, right? We'll see what turn 2 is looking like. I mean, if you're doing regular Super Battle Road, sure. So, yeah, 2.5. So, very similar type of attack stat to the physical one, turn 1. Like the physical one was actually like low 2 mil range. This one was more towards mid 2 mil, which is a little bit better, but we'll see. All right, so for this rotation, we're gonna do this. Yeah, see, I love this rotation. AGL Kid Gohan with Tech Ultimate Gohan. 3 out of 7 links is actually pretty good for Tech Ultimate Gohan, and they're both like defensive juggernauts. So like, this rotation, if you're running hybrid Saiyans, is basically unstoppable in long events. Like, you just get them a couple turns and their defense just starts flying off the page. We'll maybe look at their defense next turn. I know the showcase isn't really on them, but we'll take a look at it. Okay, so Gohan hitting at 3 mil here. Not too bad. But yeah, I think these Trunkses, like, honestly, they're a little underwhelming, especially, so a couple things to compare to, right? So I was looking, in my physical video, I was talking about the free-to-play version Z Goku, and it's like, yeah, here's a very easy to obtain, like, free-to-play unit within an hour, and he's just dominating, right? So it definitely makes the Trunkses look worse. But then you look at other EZAs, so you think of, like, the EZAs that come with, the tech androids, and you've got the, but the AGL Android 17 especially, but the int one is also very good. And then this tech Trunks right here, who we're linking up, he becomes just like a god. Like, he becomes so good. All right, so what are we doing here for links? Sure, 6 out of 7 links. Defensively, all right, so 200k starter turn defense now isn't bad, but still going to be under 300k after super, and we're going to be like mid-200s. What's the attack looking like here? We'll see. We got the linking partner we want, though. Okay, and what do we got here? Yeah, about 3 mil, right? So attack-wise, fairly similar. I think the physical one definitely has a higher defense and attack ceiling because his stacking effect is so strong. If you get an additional super with him, he is looking better, I would say. All right, so what we're going to do is we're just going to leave the 2 tech Gohans together here. Let's look at them defensively, though, right? So yeah, like the AGL and the Tech Gohan from turn 1, they're already well over, like, almost a 300k defense after 1 super attack. They're just so good. And they have enough links that I think they are a viable rotation. Because both, like, neither one of them have, like, a perfect linking partner. So the fact that we can get 3 links between the 2 of them, I think, is actually good enough for these units with the style of links that they have, right? The only one that's a bummer is I wish the Kid Gohan had Cold Judgment, because that's such a good defensive link. And, like, you get Cold Judgment on, and the defense is ramping up even quicker. But, I mean, they honestly don't need it. You just get them, like, I don't know. By the time they've done their 3rd super attack, they're basically unkillable throughout the event. If you're running these legendary style events where the enemies don't hit as hard early on. Because by the time the enemies hit hard in those events, these Gohans are, like, 600-700k defense. Even, like, in some cases, 1,000,000+ defense, and they just can't be touched, right? Okay, well, I think this might be the last turn. I know it's going to be a quick showcase, but there really isn't much else to see, right? He doesn't stack. You can see he's going to settle in at about 200k defense. The only thing we could look at is, like, we could go to turn 10, maybe. What turn are we on? We're only on turn 6. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go that long, guys. Just note, like, we get to turn 10, his defense is going to drop off. And so I think basically I wouldn't run the strength Super Trunks in a long event anyways, right? So just keep in mind that you want to run him in Super Battle Road or events that are going to be typically under 10 turns. Because, yeah, once that 100% defense falls off, he's not going to be looking really good. But in events where he can stun and kind of utilize that, I think he is looking a lot better. And then, yeah, he's just going to consistently sit at about 3 mil here, right? Which, once again, that's borderline, right? You feel like 3 mil for an on-rotation unit is kind of like the minimum you want to be, or that's kind of like average. And what the Strength Trunks is doing defensively, like, not nearly as impressive as the physical one. So I do think after evaluating myself, I do still like the physical one better, just because his defense gets way higher when you stack him up a little bit. And he's going to be better in longer events anyways. But I do like the STR one. I think he is the choice for Super Battle Road for sure, because we've got the stunning. His turn 1 defense is looking maybe a little bit better than the physical one. So that's pretty much what I would do there. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think of these Super Trunkses. Once again, I think they're solid. They might not be my first choice. I think on Heavenly Events, though, because that team is more limited, I would run at least one of them on Heavenly Events, probably like linked up with the Super Vegeta. I think would be actually pretty darn good rotation. And then you can do another rotation with like AGL Gohan and something else, float the other AGL Gohan for defense. I think that's a pretty standard like Heavenly Event setup, and then you have Piccolo and Krillin on there, and you're pretty much good to go. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all in the next one.